One Best for Sports Picks. I'm Peter Loshak. He's Mike Brenner. We are the Odds Couple. This is the NBA Odds Couple show for Friday, April 28th. Well, Mike Brenner, you, me, and Al McMorty all got burned on Milwaukee Bucks yesterday. But, kudos to our commenters on the morning live show that we did. There was one guy, I forgot his name, but he was telling us all show long the Bucks are going to lose. And
he was right. He was dead on, Pistol Pete.
How did he know that? And I think that, Mike Brenner, you're still having a positive you have a positive record overall in the playoffs. It should have been assigned to you that I was on, the Bucks yesterday. And you should have considered.
Yeah, but I don't believe in signs and jinx and all that. No. Pistol Pete, you know what, though? I don't lose any, momentum. This is going to happen. It's how we bounce back, and I like a couple spots tonight, and I'm looking forward to these next series. And I think we found out who a couple teams were last night also. So.
I think there's more value in fading me than tailing you in the NBA, Mike Brenner. All right, but we'll see. We got 3 games tonight, and we'll see what I don't know, Mike Brenner. I mean, obviously, all three series could close out with the winners.
Sure could.
Boston. Well, let's start with that one.
Yeah.
Since Rondo went down, and we saw this in the regular season, but Chicago looked like two different teams from week to week and game to game.
Yep.
The first two games of the series, people were asking, what are the odds that Chicago sweeps? What are the odds? Now it looks like, is there any way they win this game? I mean, they've just been dominated by Boston.
I know. This is a 10-foot pole for me, Pete. I'm so far off of this. Yeah, just for me. I just can't get a feel for it. It's in Boston, if I'm correct, right?
No, it's in Chicago.
I mean, it's in Chicago. That's right.
Then
it would be 7. Have you heard any updates on Rondo? Because I heard there was a chance he might.
No.
Not that it makes any difference, but I think Butler's going to come at it hard. Dwayne Wade he surprised me. I thought he was tired, Pete. But you know what? He really showed up last game. I got to stay off it. How about you? I was thinking, if anything, I was leaning maybe under because maybe defense needs to lock down. I think the under moved down a number or two, didn't it?
Let me check.
I think it was open at 205 or something.
Yeah, it did. It moved down a half point.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Al Horford's really, it feels like the Boston is just really coming into their own in this series, and that they just have too much for Chicago here.
Could be.
There's been some questions about Butler's health. You know that, right?
I know.
And he's denying it, and I'm sure
they're masking it. Absolutely.
I mean, no matter what, Chicago is as Butler goes is how they go.
Absolutely, yeah. Pete, I don't know. Something tells me this thing could swing to 7 games. I don't think Boston wants to, or Chicago wants to go out like that after grabbing those first 2 on the road.
Yeah.
I know Rondo went down, but still, they saw some life the other night. Thought they had a shot.
And especially if the call comes down from the front office and they tell the refs, give us a 7th game.
And that call might come. That's right, because we might not get 7 out of these other.
The ref's like, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. And then Chicago as a home dog
and
is
the line mysteriously,
See, this is when I start to get nervous about
Yes, I can tell.
You know
You've got that look, Pistol Pete. He's got that look,
All right,
Sophia.
well, let's move on to Washington and Atlanta. This is the one game where the team that's down is actually favored. This is the one that's most likely to go to a 7th game. We know that. I mean, this is kind of one of those weird series where it just feels like the team that's on the road just has a problem with intensity and execution. And you would think that in the playoffs that wouldn't be an issue, but apparently it is. Washington, when they went into Atlanta in the other games of the series, just got dominated on the inside. Is that going to happen again here? Because now that guy Jason Smith is questionable. So
for Washington, and he was big underneath.
And that'll make him even more thin.
Yes, it will.
What do you think, Mike Brenner?
It will. What I'm going to do here, Pete, I'm going to jump on the first half. What's the best shot line for those Hawks? Because they covered the last half at home against this team, had a 35-18 second quarter, really brought it. They know that right now this is all or nothing. This is their game 7. Bottom line, Budenholzer said we have got to make some changes. Dennis Schroeder had a great game last time. He was the one that kept them in it. I think they're going to get it done. First half is
weirdly similar with just to be aware of. Remember when we were talking about the Milwaukee game?
I know,
and then we saw a line move in favor of Toronto. You think, what's up with that?
And Toronto brought it that first half
there has
too.
Been a small market move in favor of Washington. It was 3 flat up until a little while ago. Now it's down to a 2.5 or 3 juiced in favor of Washington. So the result of that is that we can give you, if you want to land on the first half, we can give you -1, -115.
Okay, I'm going to take that because they have got to bring it, and that's how they're going to have to get it done. Man, with Jason Smith, and I know he's questionable, there's a good chance he might not play. I'm thinking full game, they got to get this win. So the best shot line for the full game is 2.5 or 3?
It's now 2.5. Now, are you in favor of who? in favor of
Atlanta, right?
For Atlanta,
yeah.
Now there's 2.5s, minus 150. The Greek has 2.5, minus 110.
What's the money line on that, Pistol?
Let me check.
And I'm not trying to get crazy here. I'm just trying to think outside the box, baby.
That's all right. Here, let me just see. While I'm getting back online here, the question is just what's going on with Atlanta, because they seem to Budenholzer seems to have a love affair with Mike Muscala.
Yeah, I know, and the guy does not produce.
Sense. Right,
no, it doesn't. And I think it's more of a. What I had heard was that Chris Humphries got into his doghouse somehow, and not that Humphries is any great, but he does bring some energy. And Muscala, they kept going back to him. Also, he was turning the ball over, he was missing shots, making stupid fouls. I don't know. There might be a love affair there, but I know one thing: Dwight Howard better do something. He better man up inside. He went back to scoring under double-digit points again, so that's 4 out of the 5 games he hasn't scored over 10 points or more. He better bring it tonight like he did in the last game when he had 16 and 14 on the boards, I believe it was.
Well, if you wanted Atlanta on the money line to be minus 143 would be the best line.
Wow, that's not too terrible, Pete. I'm staying off and I'm sticking with the half. First half minus 1, baby. Pull that trigger.
And then the next game, last game, of course, is the Clippers and Utah. And Utah, the Clippers they miss Blake Griffin.
Well, Maurice Spikes filled in and tallied 1 point, Pistol Pete. I think this team is defeated already in their heads, even though Doc Rivers said, we got no quit in us, we're going to bring it. This is the first time they can win an actual playoff series. I'm talking about Utah in a long, long time. Gordon Hayward said, we have no choice. We got to close it out at home because we do not want to go back to L.A. So with that being said, Pete, I thought the first half, minus 2.5 might be a really good value if it's still available.
For Utah, minus 2.5, minus 107. I mean, the line on the full game opened at, it was about 6 recently. Now it's down to a 5.5. There's still some 6s. I mean, Utah just seems like a more complete team, and the Clippers seem like don't have anyone who can guard Gordon Hayward. But it is a Game 6, an elimination game. Chris Paul, if he needs to, if he wants to, can take the whole team on his shoulders, and it's a lot of points. I'm not saying he can pull him to a win.
It is a lot of points.
Can he pull him within 6?
I think maybe, and that's why I'm going to stay off the full game. But you know what I like? I like the experience of Joe Johnson, because that playoff experience he has, he's bringing it to these younger guys. He is the one stepping up, averaging 9 points during the year. Now he's averaging like 7 or 19 for the playoffs. I think he's going to have a big game. I think Gordon Hayward's going to have a big game. This thing could get out of hand towards the end, matter of fact, because if Chris Paul can't put this team on his shoulder, all right, then you might see a team throwing in the flag.
Throwing the towel.
The towel. Pete, I'm sitting here thinking, what, 5.5's available, huh?
Yeah, I don't know if you.
Jesus,
I mean,
God
it's just
I
don't know. All right, well, why don't you think about that for a second? I'll tell you what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about maybe taking a shot with the Chicago team total under. Maybe if it's 100, and of course they've been held under 100 over the past 3 games. Now, are they going to be able to do anything different here?
Might be.
If they're going to try to win this thing, are they going? I mean, the problem with games like these is you can have a game that's going under, and then in like the last 10 minutes, especially with the fouls at the end, all of a sudden it can get over.
Especially if Boston's winning this thing and looks like they're going to close out, you could have a backdoor cover. I'm going to hold off on that, but what would be the team total for Utah by any chance?
I was thinking about that one as well. It's that's also 100, and Utah, again, it just looked like, they were putting Chris Paul on Gordon Hayward for a while. That seems like a bad idea. Feels like the Clippers are, even though Utah does tend to be a slow-down, defense-oriented team, just the Clippers are not having an easy time stopping the Jazz at all.
Pete. Oh, God. All right, I'm going to stick with the 2 I have. I'm not going to waver. First half with Utah, and then the first half with Atlanta. That's going to be my 2, and I'm gearing up for the next round. I can't wait, and I'm heading to the States for a while. And,
all right.
Baby, we're going to be doing some coverage from Vegas next week, Pistol Pete.
Sounds good.
From some different casinos out there. So, guys, you've got to make sure you tune in.
All right, I'm looking forward to that. And, Mike Brenner, I'll give a couple picks. And
Go ahead. If
the viewers at home feel like fading me, I certainly can't use any of my, record up till date to dispute that. I'll take the Utah team total over 100 minus 108. That's a line right now at Pinnacle. And I don't know. I'm thinking about giving Atlanta here. You think that Washington can beat them? I mean, Wall and Beal obviously.
I think Washington may be resting on the laurels, knowing they're going home. They really could be. And Wall and Beal are top heavy, buddy. That's kind of all they got right now up top there. And
the problem is just the line move. The line move makes me nervous. That's not a move. That's incidental.
All right, man,
I will take the
pull that trigger.
I'll take the Chicago Bulls team total under 100 minus 105, and I will take the Utah Jazz team total over 100 minus 108.
I like it, Pete.
Who knows? Fade away if you feel like it. All right, that's it, Mike Brenner, and we will be back. If there are Sunday games, we will be back tomorrow to cover them, and if not, we will be back on Monday with a look at some of the series prices for the next round.
We sure will, and don't forget, tune in next week. We're going to be doing shows live from Vegas and Periscopes and everything else where the odds couple. We're coming to you, baby.
Well, this episode of The Odds Couple is over. But if you give us a like and click SBR's logo at the bottom of the screen to subscribe, then you'll get all the upcoming videos as soon as they come out. And don't forget to take advantage of our website. There's free picks, live betting lines, and sportsbook reviews and ratings guides, and a whole lot more. Check it out now.